name is Sam Pirozzolo, and you're with Right Bites once again. And tonight's Right Bite is going to be the upcoming mayoral debate, which Sal Albanese, if you remember, was a guest on our show a few weeks ago, was kept off the stage during the last mayoral debate because the Campaign Finance Board said that he didn't qualify. Well, we have another debate happening this November 1st, and once again, the Campaign Finance Board is looking to keep Sal Albanese off the debate stage. With me tonight, I have a guest, Richard Luthmann, who is the law chair for the Reform Party, and he's representing Mr. Albanese, Curtis Sliwa as the chairman of the Reform Party, and Frank Morano as the Richmond County leader for the Reform Party. So let's go to you, Mr. Luthmann. Can you explain what's happening? Why are they keeping Sal off the debate stage?
So we have what's called the Campaign Finance Act, and that was something that the City Council enacted years ago and have amended since. And that's the power of law. It has the power of law up in Albany. And who administers it in the city of New York is an agency called the Campaign Finance Board. Now, what we have this year in this election is a bunch of rules that the Campaign Finance Board have to be on the debate stage, and they're a little bit crazy. For example, to get onto the debate stage on Wednesday, you have to have raised and spent $1 million.
Now, whose rule is this?
This rule is an administrative rule of the Campaign Finance Board.
So when you say it's administrative rule, that's not a law. There's not
a law, and actually there's a law that's on point here. The law that was enacted by the legislature through the City Council says that in order to qualify for the debate, you need to raise 2.5% of the total expenditure limit, which calculates roughly to about $174,000.
So there's a law that says in order to qualify for the debate on the books in New York State that says if you raise about 2.5%, and in Mr. Albanese's case that's $175,000, he is entitled to be on that debate stage.
Yes.
Has Mr. Albanese raised $175,000?
He's raised that money, he's spent the money, and the rule is an important rule because the legislature and the City Council really said, you know what, we don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry to show up and say, I'm running for mayor. You know, I have my dogs with me, they're going to vote for me. We don't want a zoo. We want people that are real people that have a shot and have demonstrated it through a monetary threshold. The problem is that with the board raising that threshold to $1 million, every dollar above the $175,000 is tax on free speech. Before we can have an utterance of political discourse, the government wants from you every dollar above 174 all the way up to $1 million. And that is what we say is unconstitutional. In America, we have free speech, and the most important speech is political speech. Speech about our elections, speech about our government, and the marketplace of ideas. And what is anything than a publicly funded forum with our tax dollars than a forum of ideas, especially when it's just days before the mayoral election? How can you exclude both a candidate and his ideas and the party, the ballot access political party, the ideas from their candidate from being put into the public square?
But come on, Rich, don't you think, so there have to be some rules in place, because you don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry showing up with his dog. Yeah. So don't you think there have to be some rules? I mean, there are people who say that, Sal Albanese might be a nice guy, but he's really not going to win, so why bother having him on the stage?
I say two things to that. One, there is a rule. And the legislature made that rule, 174. All these other hoops that CFB makes you run through is based on a misnomer of First Amendment law. What the CFB does is they look at the finances.
By CFB, you mean the Campaign Finance
Board. Campaign Finance Board. They look at the books and they do the matching funds. So they want to make sure that the guy doesn't show up with $500 and say, hey, I'm running for dog catcher, give me my 6 times matching funds. Then he goes to the bar with his buddies and has a great weekend. We want to avoid corruption at all costs at that point. But First Amendment in the context of political discourse, there's no corruption concern. It's about argument, it's about idea, and it's about political discourse. So there's no real governmental interest that you can say that would keep somebody away.
So what do you have here? It looks like you have a complaint. You filed one?
This is a filed court document. I think Sal can make this available to the viewers. This is a document was filed before Judge Deary in the Eastern District of New York in the federal court. And we're going to be, we were there on Friday, we saw Judge Deary, and we're going to be back there on Tuesday morning at 10:30 to get a ruling from Judge Deary. And I'd asked him when we were there on Friday to give us a temporary restraining order and say, listen, tell him we're going to restrain the debate unless Sal is on the stage. And the judge's like, listen, I'm not going to give a TRO right now, but Mr. Luthmann, you can give every one of the people involved in this debate, CBS, the CUNY Center, all the sponsors, everyone, let them know, you can tell them I said so, that Mr. Albanese may very well be on the debate stage, so make preparations just in case he is. Now, I'm not saying he's definitely going to be on, but there's a chance that he could be on, and put everybody on notice to put another podium or have one ready and have some questions ready for Sal Albanese next Wednesday. So we sent those letters out today. Everybody's on notice. All the debate people are on notice. The broadcasters, the CFB, and the venue. So,
all right. Well, thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a copy of the memorandum of law. I will try to make that available on the link to this Right Bite episode. And all I can say is that I do think it would be a good idea to have as many ideas up on the debate stage. So I wish Mr. Albanese good luck. Mr. Luthmann, thank you for coming on, and please pass on our best to Curtis Lewa and Frank Morano.
thank you very much.
All right. Once again, this is Right Bites TV. We're signing off with tonight's bite, and we will see you soon. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.